Hello, it's Crystal from Yarn Creations, and we are about to learn a new stitch of the week. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do the crossed double crochet. It's really super easy. It's not hard at all. I think I say this every time I do a stitch of the week. I think for me what's fascinating is that there's so many different stitches out there, and when you see the design you think it's going to be difficult or hard to create that. There is, not to say that there isn't stitches out there that aren't a little more challenging than others, but I mean it's just nice to see that there's these simple stitches that you can do that just change the look of whatever you're making. So yeah, I mean, this is just a double crochet, and we're going to cross it, and it's really simple to do. So the first thing that I did is that I chained 20. So you want to chain an even number of chains, but for this sample I just chained 20. And then for the next row, starting from the second chain from the hook, I did 19 single crochets. So that's your first row, is just doing 19 single crochets across, and then you do a chain 3. So with this pattern, you basically just alternate between two different, you do the same thing between two different rows. So like I said, I chained 20, and then I did 19 single crochets across, and then I started to work in the crossed double crochet. And then you would alternate and go back to the next row would be single crochet. So that's what I've done here. So I've done a single crochet row, then the crossed double crochet, then another row of single crochet, and then back with the crossed double crochet. And then I've done another row of single crochet. So I didn't want to, I wanted you to see what we're working on. I know that I usually start from the beginning, but I thought I would just describe how I started to do it. It's like I said, it's really simple. So in the next row that we're going to do is going to be with the crossed double crochet. So we need to chain 3. And then we're going to turn our work. So instead of working in that first stitch that we normally would go into right there, we're actually going to skip, and we're going to do a double crochet into the next one. Okay, but to do the cross, we just need to go back into that stitch. So we're going to do another double crochet, but we're working back into that stitch that we skipped. Okay, and that's how we get our first cross. So to do the next one, we're going to do the same thing. So instead of working in the very next stitch, we're going to skip and we're going to work into the next one. So we're going to do a double crochet into that stitch. So now that we have that, I just gotta pull out some string. So now we're gonna go back into the stitch that we skipped. Okay, so we're gonna do a double crochet. And you can see that it's starting to cross there. It's really neat. Okay, so again, we're just gonna do that one more time. We're gonna skip a stitch and do a double crochet. Now we're going to go back into the stitch that we skipped and do another double crochet. And you just keep doing that until you get to the end. So I'm just going to keep moving along here, and we'll come back and meet at the end. Okay, so I'm just going to do the last crossed double crochet here, but we have 3 stitches left, but I'll show you what we're going to do in the last one. So again, I skipped a stitch. Now we're going to go back into the stitch that I skipped. All right, so that is the last one. So then we're just going to finish off, because we still have 1 stitch left here. We're just going to finish off with a double crochet. And that is how you do the crossed double crochet. I like the little twist that it has. I don't know, I think it just looks really neat. I think this would be good for like Like if you were gonna do like a cardigan or like something like that, like some kind of piece of clothing. And you know, if it was in an area that you wanted your stitches to be a little bit tighter, then you could just do more rows of single crochet until you got past that part. But yeah, so then the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to chain one, and you're going to do single crochets all the way across. And then you do your next row of crossed double crochets. Like I said, simple, but it's so, like, I just love the design that it makes. And I'm sure with like different colors, darker colors, it would just look really, really neat. Just trying to get a close-up of it there so you guys can see it. I don't know. I'm always impressed. You know, I love learning these new stitches. There's so many out there. You know, it's just, you know, I give credit to all those people that have discovered these stitches over the years, because, I mean, it, you know, I would suspect that things just kind of, some probably happened accidentally, and then created this, like, really neat look. Yeah, there's just the stitches that you can do are just, you know, you can keep going. So, which is why I love doing this. I love learning the new stitches. I love sharing it with you, and then, you know, being able to, you know, share with you guys the right hand and a left-handed version. It's awesome. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this crossed double crochet stitch.